Hello everyone, we're coming back at you from the Liminal Pines. I'm your host, Alan. Yeah, that's right. I'm a real person. I'm a real person with real goals. And I have goals. And I have a little thing of Cheez-Its. And I'm almost out of those Cheez-Its, it seems. The stream's not technically starting right now. We're just we're gonna wait about 4 more minutes till 6 o'clock just for people to start shuffling in, but I figured for those who care enough, you probably would be in the stream currently, or at least maybe you're like starting to join in, or maybe you're watching this after the fact. Those are good. But that's not my main point here today. My main thing that I want to talk about is that I'm sorry that I didn't stream last week. I know. The reason I didn't stream was because we were kind of just like working on stuff in our little room right here. We call this the craft room. Very original. I know, but this is kind of our little workspace. This is where we get a lot of things done. Think of it as just an office for my girlfriend and I. And so, you know, we were kind of just trying to get the finishing, not the finishing touches, but you know, we were just trying to work on it. But we have a nice little like desk setup that we're liking quite a bit right now. I just, for those of you who are up to date on the Liminal Pines lore, I got a new computer. Okay, yeah, I know. You're probably able to tell just from this stream alone. You're saying that guy looks like he has a new computer, and you would be right, because lo and behold, I have a new computer. Take this watch off. I'm sorry. Wait, the watch doesn't. I don't like the way the watch looks when I'm on my sketchbook. But yeah, we got a new computer right now. Because my previous one was just a stupid little MacBook Air, like a 2020 MacBook Air, and let me give you the rundown on the specs of that thing. Just from running OBS, I'm streaming to YouTube currently through OBS, and I'm looking right here on my OBS, and we have little stream sort of statistics. I have drop frames, internet connection, how long I've been streaming for, and CPU usage. On my MacBook Air, this skinny little laptop, I was pushing like 60% of my CPU usage. And here's the thing with like, this is probably the case with other computers, is that whenever they are forced to sort of deal with a lot of data all at once, all that processing, that work doesn't just magically get done. It produces a lot of heat. And the thing is that those MacBook Airs are so terrible at conducting heat and just like have like really terrible CPUs. I was pushing like 60% of my CPU usage. And what that would do is that would fry my computer. It would make my computer so hot. You could hear the fan from like 2 rooms over. It was so loud. And so my computer would get so hot that it would just shut down. It would not shut down completely, but my OBS would just crash and stop working because of how hot my computer was getting, because it was using too much CPU. Currently, right now, I am streaming to YouTube at 5500 kilobits per second. That's a bitrate thing. The footage that you're seeing here right now is 1080p, 30 frames a second. And I've got all these things going on right here. Look, you can see this little border that I made. I made these on stream, by the way. So if you wanna see how the border, I don't even know where I'm pointing here. If you wanna see how these are made, I did that on a previous stream. You'll see it in more videos, but this is like considered like a video source file that I have right here. So it's moving. That also technically takes up CPU usage because, you know, you're playing like a movie. Currently, I'm looking at my computer right here, I'm only using 4.9% of my CPU. Hallelujah. We're winning. We're winning. We're finally winning again. They said that we were going to lose. They said we were going to stay losing, but we're not. We're winning. We're absolutely winning right now. And the thing is, okay, so this is just, I'm not a computer person, so don't even like ask me about like specs. I know like the gist of it, like what I've read from like the product information, but like spec wise, like don't even ask me what it translates to. I got and like a M4 chip Mac Mini, not the M4 Pro chip. This is just the base model. MacBook, or not MacBook, Mac Mini. And it's just this tiny little thing that's sitting on my desk right here. This thing is like a beast. So I do video editing. We all know I do video editing. You know, I edit videos. That is a thing that I do. I do that now. It's a Forspoken reference, if any of you know what that game is. Forspoken. I do a lot of video editing, and in order to like edit a video and just like watch anything on the playback with like just like straight cuts, I would have to drop my timeline resolution. This is on DaVinci Resolve. I would have to drop my timeline resolution to a quarter, and even then it was still laggy. And like forget about using like anything that was higher than 1080p 30 frames a second. On this computer runs completely fine. A video would take like for how long the video was on my old computer, forever how long the video was, it would probably take like 2 times as long to render it. So I'm working on a Last of Us video right now, and I'm having to work through like probably like 35 hours of gameplay footage, so I'm having to render a lot in sections. And my old computer, it would take hours because I would have to set it to a quarter speed so it would not overheat and shut down completely. It would take forever. On this computer right here, I rendered like a 3.5 hour long chunk of gameplay, and it took 14 minutes. Rendering on full speed. It took 14 minutes, which is crazy. That's absolutely insane. Yeah, I just like, I you know, it feels good. It feels great. This is, yay for the new computer. Thank you for joining, Habes. I'm sorry that I wasn't streaming last week, and I'm sorry that I'm rambling right now. I'm a rambler. But I'm just, the main takeaway is that we are living good. We're finally eating. We're finally cooking. We're cooking. Yeah. I'm just happy. I'm happy because I want to be able to like provide like something that I'm happy with, you know, like disseminating into the world. Like I don't know, that's like hokey or whatever, but like there's a level of quality that I like want to see for myself. And so just now that I can give you guys that, at least for the time being, is amazing. Like I feel like so much more motivated to work on stuff, to work on videos. We got a new camera. We also got a new camera, which you've probably like, I've tested it out. I did a little vlog that I posted on my channel recently. I've recorded a few shorts on it, but it's just this little silly camera thing that has like a gimbal on it. I'm just showing off right now, but not like content, but like I feel so much more motivated to work on stuff right now that I have the technology in order to do so, because that was a limiting factor. In other news, not that anybody cares about it, but I'm working on a video right now. I'm working on a video for this video game called The Last of Us Part 2, and by golly, we're gonna be looking at the art book today. But I guess now is just a fitting place for those who haven't been watching my streams, where I'm just like kind of like playing through the game in order to write the script. But I am currently playing through The Last of Us Part 2. I am working on a massive video for this. Okay, the script currently, last time I checked, it was like 8,000 words long. Put that in double-spaced MLA format, and you're looking at like oh my god, I don't even know how much that would be. Like at least like I want to say at least 50 pages. My math might be off with that, but like we're almost at 10k words. It's probably going to be well above 10k words, at least for this first draft, but it is a meaty video. And as far as the gameplay is concerned, for those who know the game, I have edited all the way up. This is just taking my original stream and condensing it down, so I'm not working with like 60 gigabytes of like raw footage that I have to like keep on my computer all at once. I have gameplay segments taken out all the way up until the hotel on Abby's Seattle day 2. So like the editing on that is coming along really well. So here's like the gist of it. Like here's how my workflow has been. I'm playing the game, I'm writing the script draft, and I'm editing the footage. After I'm done playing the game, I am of course going to be done with my like, it's going to be considered like my first draft of my script. And like if you guys if that's something that you would want to see, I could stream sort of like working on the script. I don't know if that would be interesting to anybody because it's like writing whatever, but I'm going to have my first draft of the script, and what I'm essentially going to be doing is I'm going to be working on a second draft, which is going to be sort of like organizing it, putting it into a good flow. Then it's going to be sort of like a third pass, which is going to be like sort of making sure that the wording is natural, because I'm going to be recording directly off of that script. And then after that, it's going to be sort of like a cleanup. So it's like I'm looking for like grammar mistakes. I'm going to be looking for punctuation. I'm going to probably have a few people read it just to make sure it all flows good. And then after that is done, I'm going to be in sections, because the game is it's structured into sort of like these like neat little sections. You know, there's like beginnings and ends to the sections that make up this game. So section by section, I'm going to be recording both audio from the script. I'm going to be recording like an audio voiceover. I am then going to be recording. I have no idea. What is that? Wait, is that just like a stream thing if I put my thumb out? Did anyone see that? Okay, cool. What is that? I'm getting red because that's so funny. Yeah, so we're going to be recording, we'll do the pinky. We're going to be recording audio, then we're going to be recording like video, because I'm not going to be recording on camera me talking this entire long script, because I would get a headache and that would kill me. So I'm picking out certain sections of the script that I'm recording on video, which will be less than the audio, obviously. Once that's done, I'm going to take that, we're going to bring it into our editing software. We are going to bring in the gameplay and sort of just like mesh all of that together. And because I'm doing it section by section, it's going to be easier to sort of like make smaller edits for like smaller moments. So if I need like external resources like photographs or like other gameplay from other games, I don't know, just like things like that. And then that's going to all meld together. And we're going to do that bit by bit, which, because I'm going through this whole process of sort of like breaking it down piecemeal, it's going to be easy once I finally get everything together to sort of just like connect the puzzle pieces. We're going to get all that together. I'm gonna then, you know, like do a pass over it, and then the video is out. And then hopefully it doesn't get copyright striked for any reason whatsoever. It shouldn't, because the only thing that like I could get a copyright strike for is like music, but for the most part, video game music is all right to use on YouTube. And then once that video is out, we win, and then I start working on my next video. And just here, I'm gonna give you all the down low, the scoop, the inside scoop. The video I'm going to be working on after this video is out is going to be over another video game, just because like it's been on a video game kick. We'll talk about movies and other things in the future, but like I've been making shorts on movies and books and stuff, so like there's all of that to like tide you over. But then after this Last of Us video, I'm going to be working on the Last Guardian video. So if you haven't played that game, I'm giving you time to prep for it, so you can watch that video, but that's a ways away. I'm hoping to get this Last of Us video out by this is wishful thinking, before the first season to the second, or the first episode of the second season airs on streaming. That's the goal. That's like sort of like my like imagined goal. That's about a month away. I'm going on a trip this next week. Once I get back from that, I want to work on this Last of Us video every single day. That's my goal. Like I need to be like, I'm just like, I need to start working on it. But for now, we're doing good. I'm sorry that I'm rambling. Like I'm sorry that I'm rambling. I'm like telling everybody about like my plans and everything. You're not here for that. You're here for some art content. So, that was a 10 minutes of me like just saying random stuff. Today we're going to be looking at The Last of Us Part 2 art book, and we are going to be doing some composition studies. Okay, so we're just gonna be finding some aesthetically looking like some aesthetic pieces of concept art, and we're going to do some sort of black white monochrome no-tan composition studies. I did some last week, which I didn't stream, but I posted those up on my like a post thing. We're pretty much going to be doing that, and I'm sorry if you're here for painting or whatever, but that would just take forever, and that's just a big old mess. I have my pen and ink right here. It's so much easier to work with right there, and I think when you break things down to values, it's more helpful than when you're working with colors, because at the, you know, like when you really get down to it, colors are just like mostly value. You know, it's like color doesn't really matter that much. You got color theory, but color theory like kind of like part of it is based in just like value theory. I don't know, it's like a comparative light theory. Is there a name for that? I have no idea. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. I have the art book sort of pulled up on a separate screen right here. I'm gonna switch my camera to my sketchbook, and I'm gonna pull up the thingy. It's gonna be like on the thing right here. It's gonna be like right here-ish while we're working on the stuff to the right of it. So I'm gonna put you guys. I'm not gonna pause the stream, but I'm gonna I'm gonna turn my camera off. Okay. But you can still hear the sweet, sultry tones of my voice. We're going to, on a separate screen, because I'm learning how to use OBS better, like not an idiot. I'm gonna pull up on a second screen and set up my camera to actually be pointing at my silly little thingy. And God be willing, this will be level. I mean, that seems about as level as it's going to get. I need. I'm gonna turn down my brightness on this. I'd love to show you all the setup that I got going right here, but watch this. We're gonna. Boom! Look at that. Wait. Oh, I didn't do a fade. Sorry. You don't get the fun transitions. Oh, darn. Oh, I was gonna wait to show you guys that. Damn it. Okay, I'm sorry. Not that I've been working on much, like at all, over the past month or so, because I have been having wrist issues. Well, they're still not completely gone, but I'm doing better in small ways, and I'm trying to, you know, develop new healthy habits. But we'll show you. We'll kind of just give you a flip through of the sketchbook as is right now. So here's the first page. I've been printing out some stickers. That's like a piece of food. That's disgusting. What is that? I think that's like a Cheez-It. Cheez-It. Yeah, you gotta treat the things you own with respect, not like I. Yeah, so I've been printing out like stickers of my logos and stuff, and kind of just been like handing them out to people. They're not good high quality stickers. They're literally, it's like printed on thermal paper. But yeah, just kind of like testing out the thermal printer and sort of like how I can use it and such. But you know, and this is just kind of, I'm giving you guys the rundown of my things. How am I liking the watercolor moleskin? That's a really good question, Habes. I like it, don't get me wrong, it's like really good quality. I just, we know I'm not like the biggest like I'm not a painter first and foremost. I was just kind of like playing around with it. And while I do like the paper and while I do think it's fun for like doing ink washes and stuff, I can still do that in other sketchbooks. It's just the texture of this paper when you're working with like pen is just kind of not the best, and like duh, of course it's meant for watercolor. So for that, I can't really say that I love it. This is a big but. It is really good for watercolor. So if you're like looking for a sketchbook that is just used for like watercolor, the paper here is really good. I've seen some people say that they don't like Moleskin's watercolor paper, and to those people, like I would like to know what they're smoking, because I feel like it's perfectly fine. So yeah, like I would love to say I could like be a hater, but I'm not a hater. I do like this sketchbook quite a bit. My next sketchbook, I'll probably go back to the smaller format. And that's nothing against this sketchbook. It's just, I would like the smaller, like, smoother paper. Yeah. Wow. Look, this is from January. That's back when I was like full of life. And like I was drawing every single day. And God, I'm lucky if I'm able to pick up a pen once a week. But it's just a small. You have to treat your like bodily health. That's what I'm putting first. So I can't say I'm like disappointed. In a way, I'll point it out later. Like I feel like I've been like improving a bit without drawing, like from taking a break from drawing. I don't know how that works, but it feels true. Sorry that if you're like, I'd like this one right here. I feel like I did a really good job with this one right here. Hey, we did these on stream. Only real ones know. Only real ones get it. Yeah. For this, I don't know if I said it on stream, but I was trying out this like 4.5 perspective, like a 4.5 perspective kind of deal. And if y'all are also interested, I could also at one point do a perspective stream where I sort of just go over like perspective as I know it, as I understand it. Okay. Oh, we did this on stream too. This wrecked my wrist, by the way. I didn't take any breaks. We'll take some breaks today, like periodically, just, you know, like stop and like stretch a bit, but this was really fun to do. But afterwards, I kind of felt it. Perspective sessions would be fun. Okay, I'll put that in my like data bank, my mental data bank for future streams. This is from The Last of Us Part 2 art book right here. I was kind of just messing with watercolors, kind of. It has been a month since I've drawn from when I did this. It was the 23rd of February. Hey, we did this on stream too. And I sprayed some fixative over it so it doesn't have that weird texture to it. Those right there, 28th of February. These were from the 2nd of March. This is gouache. I like this guy. I feel like I did a good job with him. This wasn't, I didn't do any underlying sketch. I kind of just like started throwing down paint. So I was happy with that. This is page 35 on the bottom right here. I don't know if you can see that. It's not really. Yeah, 35. Forgot that I numbered this stuff. So these are the ones that we did that I did last week for The Last of Us Part 2 from the art book. So we will not do these ones again. From these ones right here, I like this one the best. I think I did like sort of the foreground, middle ground, midground, background thing really good. This is from, I just did these the other day with this is with a colored pencil. I was kind of just like Trying to be fast and loose, so these aren't sort of like perfect. I don't know why there's a little thumbs up thing. Can I do a thumbs down? Will the stream recognize if I have a thumbs down? No? Okay. Oh, and then here's, okay. I was planning on like saving this guy for like a reveal, but I had it open on the sketchbook, so I'm stupid, but I did this last night. I think I did a good job. I'm gonna like not to toot my horn, my horn. Not to self-tutelate. I like this. I feel like I did a really good job with it. So pat myself on the back for not drawing all that much over the past month. I still got it. Ah. Elshino Games said, "Did you already make a comic?" I'm sorry. I'm still working on it. The comic is sort of like a larger, not distant future project, but it's a future project. That's just kind of going to come into fruition as time goes on. But I study comics in the meantime, and I'm reading comics. So like, I guess like in a way, I'm writing my comic still. That's kind of like coming into shape a bit slower. I'm just sort of like tackling other projects like along the way, but the comic is still happening, and I'll talk about it more perhaps on a stream or in a video sometime here soon in the future, because I have a lot of ideas and I would like to run it by some people, so maybe we'll do that in the future. But in the meantime, I've been reading Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi, and I'm almost done with it. I'm liking it so far. I plan on doing like a YouTube short, sort of giving my thoughts on it, and there's also a movie based on it, so I would like to do a short sort of doing a review of that as well. But yeah. Oh, also thank you guys for saying that this is dope, because I do think this is dope. I've still got it. I am the GOAT. I am the GOAT. I am absolutely. I'm mega goated. Okay. Well, I would love to keep this on stream right here. We got a little treat for you. Oh my god. We had a little treat for you. Gosh, I'm so stupid. Wait. Sorry, I'm messing around with OBS right here, and boom. Oh my god. My cat is playing with a ribbon. Please give me a moment while I tell my cat to stop playing with ribbon. Stop playing with ribbon! Sorry, he has a brainworm. My cat's name is Pepper, and he has a brainworm. Okay. Well, I'm getting this sort of like situated on screen right here. How do you guys feel about the moving background? Do you like it? Do you not like it? How do we feel about that? I like it. I spent a lot of time sort of like messing around in a video editor, sort of like making the backgrounds move and sort of giving them a bunch of like textures and stuff. So I feel like I enjoyed working on those quite a bit. Whoa, look at that. Look, this is the power of this computer. I can have two things on screen at the same time. Like I have this right here, and look, my hands are here and my mouse is right here. Oh, so cool. Okay. Let's flip through this bad boy. There's 207 pages, and we're going to just we're just gonna like pick out some dealios that we like. I guess first let's go ahead and sort of let's draw like a hard limit on ourselves right here for like what we're going to be working on, because of course we have to pace ourselves. We're going to use a size 12 thingamabob. Boom. And we are going to draw out our thingies. I have to do a plug because I'm Mr. Plug is my middle name. But I have a video where I make these thumbnail cards if you want to know how I made them. And in the future I might go ahead and make another video making more of them, because I'm not happy with the quality of that video in terms of like mic quality and stuff. because when I recorded that video initially, I peaked the hell out of the mic, and that is something you cannot fix in post-processing. So it kind of sounds like garbage, and I feel like I could do a much better job right now, but for the meantime, that video is all that I have up. So yeah, if you like these dealios, go check that out. Or send me like a letter in the mail asking me how they're made, and I will send you a very detailed letter back. We can be pen pals. We could be pen pals. Okay. Could I fit one right here? Would that be crazy if I did one right here? No, that wouldn't be crazy. 5 is an even number. If you don't count the one in the middle. Okay. This is our canvas, bro. It's our freaking canvas. This is our canvas. We're just gonna decorate these areas, so we cannot do any of them in the future. Cool. That's our hard cutoff for how many of these that we're doing. We're working on 5 of them. We're working on 5 of them. All right, let's get started. Let's flip through this this BB, this bad boy, and let's see. I bet you guys are dying to see what the hell is in this book. This is a book that I do not own. We'll do double page right now, just so we can see 2 at a time to get through it quicker. But this is a book that I would love to own physically, and I've seen it for purchase, but it's like $60. Something crazy like that. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's like $40, but like, jeez. Not that I could save money for it, but saving money's hard. And art books aren't all they're not on the high. Food and water come first, I would say. How do we feel about this right here? Do we like that? Can we zoom in? Ah! How do we feel about... Do we feel a yay on this one right here? This one is sort of standing out to me because we got that, you know, frame within a frame business. Sort of kind of asymmetrical. Yeah, okay. This is our first one. If we have people drawing at home, please. Follow along. Or don't if you don't want to. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Can I don't know if there's a zoom in function here. Transform. No, there's not really a zoom function for this, so we're just gonna go ahead and make it really big and put it right there. Same thing for this right here. I'm sort of we're gonna make it really big, put it right here. And I know the aspect ratios aren't exactly 1-to-1. Weird that you would care about that. Aspect ratios. Who do you think you are? Come on, get out of here. We're going to use a light pencil. We're going to be using a 6H pencil for this right here. And do I want to sharpen it? I don't really want to sharpen it. Should I sharpen it? I'm gonna sharpen it. Wait, give me a second. Let me go sharpen this. Yes, it did take me 38 minutes to finally start drawing on my own stream. Fight me, fight me, fight me, fight me. Um, Sorry, I thought I had some like little like ergonomic like squishy things for my pencil, but I don't know where they are. So if you're drawing at home, hold your pencil like this. Hold it. Don't bend your wrist in weird ways. Just hold it. Hold it normally. Don't hold it too hard. Don't hold it all the way down here. Hold it sort of like in the middle and don't press too hard. Not that you need to press very hard. We're using a 6H pencil. Okay. So what's most notable about this right here is that we have some, thank goodness, some like straight lines that are gonna sort of give us some rigidity and stability. And stability, not instability. Not like that. And like you can see right here, it's sort of like it's very asymmetric, or it's like weighted very heavily to the right side right here. Like you got a lot more light. It's like very dark, but it's not exactly center. It's kind of to the right. So we're gonna try and honor that here. It's sort of looking like our horizon line is like, I don't know. Kind of just looks like it's in the like middle of the page. And then the rest of our lines are sort of going somewhere. It's always hard to tell. I'm trying to see right here like how they're converging. So it seems as if they're converging to a point on the left, which means that the lodge is sort of like the wall. If we're looking at it flat on, it's sort of like the left side is tilted away from us. I think that's kind of how that's working. So we're just going to give some rough indications of that here and here. Perspective. Perspective. Okay. And we're just gonna sort of like freehand the rest of it because that's fun. So I'm looking sort of like what's good about this little thing that we have right here is this is symmetrical. This is sort of like bisected. So like say like we were going to draw an X here where that point intersects is going to always be our like center. Is the light drowning the pencil out too much? If the light is drowning out the pencil too much, I can always turn the light down a bit. I'm just looking at my screen right here, but I don't know if that's like an actual indicator to that. But while I'm rambling here, go ahead and sort of try and sort of keep this feeling somewhat like it's conforming to actual symmetry. So there's that. That's already kind of like we don't need to do the things right there, but there's that. It's gonna be our like center beam right here. Yeah. Center beam is like that thingy. Maybe it's a bit higher. Well, no, because this is like, okay. There is like a little thing right there. I will pull in like this thing a little bit right here. I'm trying to like get this to be as square as I can. We're gonna move that center beam to sort of look a bit higher. Like that. Yeah, that's better. Then we're gonna bring these up. These extend out of the frame, out of our picture plane. Don't gotta worry about that. And sort of that right there. I'm stupid. I am stupid because there's another window right here, isn't there? Ugh. Why did no one tell me? Why did no one tell me? Our proportions are way off then. I can't see. Jeez. I did forget how to draw. I've like lost my my ever observant eye. Okay, so we got sort of like a is that it's not that I'm not giving myself enough room. I think I'm just like actually stupid. Because it's sort of like there's like, is the square really that small? If I were any of you, I would be screaming through my computer screen right here like, hey buddy, you messed it up. Hey genius. Okay. Do we call that a save? I call it a save. These windows are pretty high. And these have like a weird slant thing going on, so they sort of go shoop. Okay. Yeah. And then, of course, right here, we sort of have this, like, black mass from this thingy blocking that. There's a bit of boxage right there. If you look right here, there's almost like a bit of a... I don't know what to call that. Shadow? Cast shadow? That's probably what we'll call that. I'll just say that that's, like, sort of, like, right there, and there's a hard corner right there. We're gonna do that as like an ink wash, I think. Same thing with like that. There's a bit of an overhang from the roof outside. Then of course there's another sort of like crate thing right here. We're just gonna indicate. I love indicating. We're gonna indicate with that little corner right there. And here's the fun part, is just having to sort of like draw like a person in this. And they're sort of like this black mass. Very kind for this artist to put the all these people at the same height. Also, this character that they have posed right here, which I assume is meant to be Abby, has like a lot of like sass, you know? She's got like hip sway to the side. Perfect. Let's go ahead and ink it over. Okay. Today we're going to be using this brush pen. It's in Japanese, don't know what it says. I'm sure it says something about being a brush pen. Okay, and I'm just gonna start going over all this. And I'm not trying to be perfect with my brush strokes. In fact, I think with ink you have to sort of embrace the imperfectness, but we're gonna try and get our shapes. as close as we can. Cool. I'm really not good at drawing silhouettes in like in this view. From a distance. I'm just not good at drawing the human figure normally, so you expect me to be able to capture that from that far away? Oh no, hell no. I want to sort of give that. So while I'm doing this, prerequisite, have to ask at every stream, how's everyone's day going? I'll start first. I worked today, I know, boo, but I have tomorrow off, which is why I do streaming on Wednesday nights, so I don't have to worry if I need to stay up a bit. I can do that, but yeah, I kind of just like, I worked today. It was a so-so kind of day. Not a bad day, but like not like an overwhelmingly good day either. It's just, you know, like working I don't work a 9 to 5, I work up 5 to 2, so I wake up really early. But, you know, sort of working a full-time job, coming home and working on videos. I don't want to be like, oh, like I work so hard, but like, you know, like work is work. And I come home to work on YouTube stuff most of the time. I have days off from that too, obviously, but work is work. I'll say that much. But I do enjoy doing YouTube, but I do get very like tired, not of like making stuff necessarily, but like I do get tired physically speaking. But hopefully in the future I can just do this. That's the goal at the very least, is I can just like put more time into making like higher quality content. For all of you, and for me too, because you know, like I have a standard and I make my stuff for me first and foremost, and then, you know, my idea is that if I like it, someone else out there has to like it. The one thing I don't like about this brush pen is I don't feel like it's good for fills, but like I still have yet to find a utensil that's really good for doing large black fills. My other pens that I have gone like dry. This one hasn't yet. Like I can do large black fills, but I feel like I have to push unnaturally against the bristles. I know I could just get a new pen, but you know, longevity and all. You might think I'm crazy for like using a brush pen, but like I find that the more that I work with stuff, I've been gravitating towards this sort of like brush pen. Yeah, I know, right? I'm like a Kim Jong-gi. You know, like I love using that brush pen. I'm like Takahiko, you know, I love using that brush pen. And I'm not a poser. And I know we all go through the brush pen phase, but I don't know, I feel like the brush pen is here to stay for me. I feel like it has a place in my arsenal of many thingies. I say part of it is just like it feels good like in the wrist because I can sort of like tackle it. I don't have to press very hard in order to get a stroke down, and you know, I don't have to hold my hand in like weird ways to get a stroke down. You know, I could if I wanted, but I don't have to. Hello, mouse. All right, next I'm gonna be taking these sections right here that are sort of like a bit darker, and I'm gonna sort of like separate those into their own separate, we'll call them a halftone, like a little, like a light halftone. Like this is like, most of it's just like shining light shining on these things. All right, there's our first one done right there. Woohoo! I gotta mark it down. I should probably use something with a finer tip. Probably our sailor Fure de Mena. Perfect. Take a swig of water. All right. I'm gonna step up and do some stretches right now. Just like to sort of like, because I've been drawing for like, I don't know, 20 minutes now or something close to that. So just take a minute to, if you're doing anything, just stand up and stretch it for a minute. So I'm gonna go do that real quick. I'll leave the camera on though. Okay, I've returned. Oh, sorry. Bumped my head in right there. I'm not going to rinse the pencil just yet because I'm going to wait for that to dry, but I am going to sort of move this up a bit so we can see a bit more. All right. Let's do some more flip-flopping. Let's see how we feel about all this. I think we were... No? We were just there. You know what? Because we did the bit from the prologue, let's look more... Oh, spoilers for the game, by the way. This has spoilers for the game in it. Play the game. Don't watch the stream, play the game. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can find some striking pieces of blah 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 from Seattle Day 1. How are we feeling about this? How do we feel about this one right here? I'm thinking this one right here. It's very dark again, but I feel like I like sort of the angles of it. Trick question. I'm doing it. The illusion of choice. I ask if everyone's okay with it, and I just do it. Anyways, so it looks like sort of we've got a parallel line right here. That's the basis for a window, and it sort of comes, it's almost vertical, slightly to the right, like that right there. But I have a ruler. Why don't I just use the ruler? This other one, though, comes out pretty close to our vertex right here. Almost right there. Here's the fun part. It's sort of like we got a little bit of 3-point perspective going on right here. And here's the other fun part. This window is a bit inset, so it has a kilter to it. It's fun. I say lightheartedly and with love. That's fun. Here's the fun thing now. That bit is still kind of parallel though, so we can do that. Then same with this right here is like that bit can't be slanted because that's how geometry works, or like how this window would work theoretically. So that it's kind of like that. And that's sort of our window thing right there. So, with this one right here, we're doing sort of a frame-in-frame thing, you know? You got this, like, large, negative space. And in that negative space, you place your characters. Very fun composition technique that I love. The same thing is sort of going on right here, but the cool thing is that our character is kind of, like, only partially in there, but I think that's kind of interesting. He's sort of getting like lost in the darkness, like that right there, and that sort of tell. And he's got sort of like a back. And his, I placed him a bit too. I placed him a bit too low in the frame. I'm sorry about that. Mistakes are made always. It's okay to go and erase some. We ain't perfect. He's sort of like up here. Then he's sort of coming down here. And the hand that he's got is peeking up right there. So we'll do that instead. What I love so much about doing silhouettes is like there's a lot of nuance and shape that you can do, but the thing is that like as long as you get those shapes sort of like semi-correct, it can look good. It's a bit more forgiving than it might initially seem working with silhouettes. So I in a way, I love doing silhouettes for that reason. It's all about the shapes, right? So gun is right here. Sorry, firearm. Sup, hello, Jake. Sorry, I didn't see your message until now. You might have just sent it. I don't know. I just looked up, but hello. Hello. Okay. Here's something I want to do. I want to keep... We're going to do this right here. We're going to X this out. I want to do all of these things as like dark. And then I want to do like sort of the the window bits here as being dark, maybe like drawing like the lines right there. But for the boom, boom, for the rest of it, I want to mid-tone it up. Tone it up with a mid-tone. Wait, Dave said, "Love me some drawings and liminality." Dave, I love you. I love you, Dave. I love you, Dave. Thank you. Lydia said Mickey 17 was really good. Yes. The cinema stay winning. When we see that movie, I really want to make a short on the movie afterwards, doing like sort of like a review of it. I think that would be a fun thing to do. I have a joke planned in my head where like I open up the short saying like, so I just saw Mickey 17 and I want to be like, so I just saw Mickey 17 and I just wanted to say I did not see the first 16 before going to see this one, but this one did make plenty of sense. So I think that would be a funny joke to open up with. Camera work of a top level YouTuber. Dave, can you believe I'm streaming on a new computer right now? In 1080p? I wasn't able to do 1080p on my last computer. Now I just need to figure out how to play games on OBS. I need a second monitor if I want to do that. I know how to do it. I just need a second monitor for it. But once I'm able to play games and stuff, we should start doing reaction content on here. I think would be fun. Maybe watching some YouTube videos or something. Unironically, I do want to do a stream where I sort of like show off like some like writing for scripts that I do. I think that would be like a cool sort of like peek behind the curtains. So this, I feel like needs to be a bit more like that right there. And I feel like that needs to be a bit more. Yeah, okay. We're gonna fill him in. I say him, I know this character is a male because we stab him in the neck in the game. And he's a jerk. They're all they're all jerks. You know what they did, but... Doodlebot games? Oh, I thought I was gonna have to watch the other Mickeys. You're telling me they made 16 other Mickeys before this? You're talking about longest running franchises. Why is the Mickey franchise not up there? It's absolutely amazing. Well, the first 16 Mickeys actually are they're not canon. They made them non-canon for Mickey 17. So if you have bought all the first 16 Mickeys on Blu-ray, you wasted your money. That's almost like a subtle dig at Star Wars, because Star Wars did almost the exact same thing. I am very excited to see Mickey 17. So, okay, I did all this silhouette work down here just to sort of go over it, but that's okay. I like Bong Joon-ho's movies. Parasite, I have seen so many times. Parasite is one of my favorite movies. It's such a good movie, and it's so rich in visual metaphor, symbolism, what have you. I'm not the biggest fan of Bong Joon-ho's English movies. Snowpiercer, obviously, is good. It's not amazing. I think Snowpiercer is alright. Okja? God, I did not care for Okja one bit. I did not like that movie at all. Maybe it's because I have no heart. But yeah, I didn't like. I get the message of the movie, and the message of the movie is good. Of Okja is good. I just thought the execution was a little sloppy, which is saying something coming from Bong Joon-ho, because his Korean films. I'm being a cinema snob right here, but Bong Joon-ho's Korean films, I think, are just so much better. And you can debate me on that, I don't care, but I've seen The Host, I've seen Memories of Murder, I've seen Parasite. What else have I seen? Have I seen any others? I think those are the 3 Korean movies of his that I've seen. I might be leaving one out, I can't remember exactly, but I enjoyed those movies so much more than I enjoyed like even like Snowpiercer. But that being said, I will enjoy Mickey 17. I know I'll enjoy Mickey 17. I'm curious if I will enjoy it more than Snowpiercer or Oakja. And I really hope I do. You know, I like movies, and I do like Bong Joon-ho. I just something about, like, I don't know. Maybe it's because he's having to work with like English actors. A lot of the times he's adapting English books. Like, a lot of them are books that he's adapting. So I think there's a bit lost in translation there, literally, from like adaptation wise from book to film. You know, it's hard to develop books into films. It doesn't always work out perfectly, but I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see this Mickey 17. This all 17 Mickeys. I'm waiting to see them, and I'm gonna count. I'm gonna have my fingers. I'm gonna be sitting in the finger with my hands sort of like clenched, and anytime I see a Mickey, I'm gonna pop a finger out. Boom, 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 boom. And then I'll be counting with my toes as well. I'll be balling my toes up to count the Mickeys as well. So help me God, there better be 17 of them. And if there's not, there's going to be hell to pay. Okay. I'm funny. God, like, I'm just sitting here and I'm like realizing that, God, I'm funny. It really is tough being this funny. Yeah, you do. Look at that. Look at that beautiful ink. Kind of just showing you how much water this paper can take. And it can take quite a bit. Also, this is not proper technique, nor is this a very good watercolor brush. It's sort of like a little portable one. It's wet right now, and there's the light that's reflecting off of it. I'm seeing up here, but when it's dry, you'll see what it looks like. Let me blow on it. Wait, let me get my head out of the way. Glaring like a mofo. Let me get the light away. Okay. That's literally all that I got for that one right there. Impressive, I know. Pretty impressive. Let's flip through this art book some more and pick out another thing to do. No. I guess we need to do a bit of analysis on it real quick. Essentially, this frame works because you have like your rule of thirds being honored right here. We have our character that is pretty much in like the left third of the frame, sort of right here. You have a frame and a frame. You have this sort of bright area, this negative space, and then you have sort of like midtones and darks around it. You have a silhouette right here, and because he's sort of going at an angle that's sort of like an action pose, diagonals simulate action. And just like, you know that this is a gun right here, so that's like drama, of course. But like your focal point is sort of like, because your lines are converging down this way and your figure is sort of coming up this way, your convergence point kind of is this gun right here. So that's why that works, I think. To put it short and simple and sweet and such. Let's flip through this GD art book. We're gonna look for something, I think Ellie Day 3. Well, no, maybe Ellie Day 2, because where I'm playing the game right now, currently on stream, I'm only on Abby Day 2, so we're not gonna go beyond that. Jesse! We love Jesse. Best guy. He's the best guy. Whoa, Seraphites. God, I love Seraphites. They're so cool. The hospital. We went too far. Damn it. Yeah, we did go too far. We're on LA Day 3. Is there really not? There's really not a lot in here for Ellie's Day 3. Wow. I didn't realize that. The Seraphites design is so cool. I I love the Seraphite design in these games. Actually amazing. Like, I think they look so good. I'm liking this one right here. I'm liking this bottom one right here. What do we think about that? How do we feel about this? Another trick question, because I'm gonna do this one. We're gonna do it in our number 3 slot. Quickly do some hand stretches. Boom, 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 boom. And we're making good time. The goal is to have the stream be about 2 hours, so I think that we're making good time right here. Let's get the oops. Let's get the light back on our paper. And let's do some drawing. Okay, so you see a bit of a recurring theme right here, right? I like doing frame and frame. I know I've already said that, but I'm just like repeating myself right here. God, I love frame and frame. Frame and frame is just so such an interesting way to show off your scene, because it uses the environment in creative ways. Like, I think that's just dope, and it takes a little bit of thought, you know, as to like what is going on in your environment. So I'm always going to be a big frame and frame proponent. So anytime I see that, I'm like, wow. More of that. I say, wow, more of that, please. Yeah. Yeah, we got a bit of a like a thingy going on right there. I'm gonna X that out because we're gonna darken that in later. Same thing over here, but that's sort of gonna fall in there a bit later. Yeah, our foreground's gonna sort of get lost in there right there, but our what I love about a lot of these that I'm noticing is it is placing our horizon pretty much at eye level, so that's gonna be sort of like in the middle of the page-ish. But like if you can see with our reference here. Oh, sorry, the stream quality is tanking for a moment. I'll wait for it to shoot back up. That's not a computer issue, that's just a Wi-Fi issue. Our bits are dipping. 3,000 kilobits per second. 10,000 dropped frames. I mean, it's still not terrible. It's doing more than it would do on my other laptop. So I guess that's if that's worth anything. We'll just let it resolve itself out right here. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that we can tell our horizon line right here. If you're ever trying to figure out a horizon line, first place that's if you have a character in your piece is like a lot of the times, especially if you're working with like within like the realm of realism, your camera height is probably going to be around the height of your characters because you want to like act like you're a character in the scene. So like our horizon is where our camera is, which seems to be falling just a little bit above like the center point of our frame. And that's going to be our straight line. And you can sort of see that that holds true because of this background line right here. A little bit of word of wisdom, a little word of wisdom for you right there. So yeah, we're gonna sort of like place that like almost like right there-ish on our paper, because I'm not doing a one-to-one right here. We're sort of like working on the looking at the composition. And one thing that I like about this composition right here is our character, who is sort of like our focal point, is directly in the center, which you don't not that you don't see it very often, but it's like you have to sit and like ask like, why is, you know, that character, like why is our focal point like in the center of the frame? What does that accomplish? And it could be a myriad of different things. Sort of like our, I'm just gonna say that like our darkness sort of congeals, sort of like fades into that. Yeah. X. X. Here's the fun part, is that we have 2 frames in a frame right here, which I love. But this one is simpler, because it is really just like a square. Sort of draw our character right here. They sort of got like this boxy shape, and then it's sort of for the legs. Just that right there. Doesn't need to be anything crazy. We just have to show that it is in fact a character. Add a little bit of a tilt to indicate that there's like a tilt to the building up there. To indicate. I love indicating. If indicating is indicative of blah, 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 blah. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I'm out of water. We're gonna go so thirsty. Okay, let's go ahead and start doing some fills here, guys. We'll start with our character. What's weird is there's also like a box here. Okay. That's that right there. If there's anybody watching right now, which I can't see if there is anybody watching. I honestly can't tell if there's anybody watching the stream right now. No, it does seem to just be me right now, but if for some strange reason there is somebody else watching, are we liking the stream so far? And if you're not liking the stream so far, why are you not liking the stream so far? You dig? Oh dear, I dipped my hand in the ink. It's a banger? Oh. Thank you, Hibbs. For a second, I thought I was just talking to myself. Which I do often. I do it often. You can tell that I'm getting out of, like I'm running out of things to say, but, so, like, what's going on perspective-wise? We already talked about how sort of, like, there's, like, this, like, linear, sort of, like, not linear, but, like, our focal point is in the center of our frame, which, like, why do you want to do that? And, like, whenever you're putting a focal point in the center of your frame, for me, what it's doing right here is it's making you almost feel like you're a character in the setting, along with sort of like our focal point character right here. That's sort of the vibe that it's giving me. It's sort of like, and this is concept art, you know, it's like part of like the concept art is to sort of like make you feel like you're in the environment, sort of give the idea of how that would feel, but sort of like like in a way, whenever you're on like a one-to-one, like you're sort of like on a one-to-one standing with our character right here, it's almost as if you are that character in a weird way. While you're not occupying their perspective, you're occupying like sort of like their like state of being, like their like emotional perspective, like based off of the environment and the composition. I think that's what's going on right here, which I think is pretty damn neat. I think it's pretty damn neat. That, and just like another interesting thing that's happening is that our perspective is informing our focal point. It's always very nice and tidy whenever sort of like your perspective lines draw towards your focal point neatly right here. It's almost if it's not 1 point perspective. This is like a 2 point perspective thing going on right here, but it's close enough to 1 point perspective that like all of our converging lines neatly kind of converge on our focal point, on our subject. I think that's pretty neat. Using your environment as a way to tell a visual story, as a way to visually communicate your story. It takes a certain level of like understanding in order to like sort of like craft that. So kudos to this person, whoever did this artwork. I'm sure they're credited in the book back here. So to whoever did these pieces of concept art, I love you. I think you did a lot to make this game what it is, and I think you should be like respected for that, and I think more people should appreciate that. That's one thing I kind of want to talk about in my video a bit, is just sort of like how video games are more than just the sum of their parts, you know? It's like there's a lot of different moving parts that go into making a video game, and even like something like a movie or a song. Like there's a lot of moving parts to that people don't realize go into making these sorts of things. And there's a lot of talented people that make these sorts of things. And I think that we should be like not we should acknowledge that. We should be acknowledging that. Okay. It's messy, but this is sort of when I squint my eyes. This is kind of almost what I'm saying. Actually, you know what? That's kind of a lie. That's kind of a lie. I think I might have... I think I want to connect these two shadows. Yeah, I think... Yeah, that's a bit better. I think that's a bit better. Really, if I'm being like picky, there's like a bit of this going on right here also. I say if I'm being picky, and I am being picky. Yeah, there's just some like darker noise that's like going on right here, but I would still classify it as sort of like falling into that category. You also get that visual motif of like, I know I didn't capture very well in mine, but like if you look, there's like this chair right here, and like you can kind of see it's a chair, and you see this one's right here, so you have like a visual motif that's being like somewhat repeated. There's even like a little computer right here, which I didn't capture, but you know, we're looking at very big picture here. Very nice. Love that one. Thank you. Thank you. Well, do you got room for two more? That's my question to you. Do you got room for two more? I got room for two more. We're gonna flip to Abby Day One next. Her poor dad. Her poor dad. He was a good guy. I can't remember his name. Norman? I think his name is Norman. How are we feeling about... Oh my god, I didn't mean to do that. Oh my god. He was mostly good? Yeah, okay, yeah. He was good. He was good to he was good to his loved ones. He was not good to Ellie. He didn't even think about asking Ellie if she wanted to sacrifice her life to save humanity. He kind of just he went full on utilitarian, and he said, I'm just gonna do it, you know, I'm gonna save as many lives as possible. And then when Marlene is like, hey, would you do this to your own daughter? He like immediately, he doesn't answer, and to me that's just a no. Like that's like him silently saying no. So is there some hypocrisy going on right there? I think so. Especially when we're talking about ideas of agency, you know, like that's in a way that's like you're robbing Ellie of her agency in a different way. You know, you sort of like do you if your death is to benefit the rest of humanity, do you get a choice in whether you live or die? And is that choice, should it be up to you? I think it should be, and I think Joel also thought it should be, and I think Ellie also thought it should be, because she did want to sacrifice herself, but like she still technically wasn't given the choice. kind of talk about that? Like, she would have chosen to sacrifice herself, but she still wasn't given the choice. She's being robbed of her agency either way. It's kind of like a lose-lose. You know? Yeah, food for thought. Food for thought. We're doing this one right here. I think this one is interesting for I'm gonna explicate for a number of reasons why I think this one is kind of interesting. Our sort of, we have this really dark foreground, which I'm going to show with sort of these lines right here. We're gonna leave a bit of those a bit lighter. Yeah, Joel took away her agency too. He didn't just like take away her agency. Like, he took away like her like identity, which I think she like ties to like her like being able to choose. It's like when she finds out that Joel did what he did, like it's a very subtle thing, and it like sort of like makes sense like going back and looking at it. She starts to look like she drops like weight a bit. She starts to look like skinnier, and not in like a health like not in like she's exercising sort of way. She's like starting to look a bit more gaunt. You can tell it's like eating away at her. So like it's like it's this like constant reminder of like what Joel did. It's like actually like deteriorating her, and that's awful. That's so bad that Joel would do such a thing. But you know, you ask some people, they say, oh, Joel was a beloved character. Well, I will agree, he is a beloved character. I think he's a selfish character. You can be a beloved character and be a selfish character. You can be a culturally beloved character and still be like a selfish character. I think there's some room for intersection there, but damn, some people want to sit here and tell me that he's a good guy. He's not a good guy. You would let the world burn if it was one of your kids. See, that's the thing though. Like that's the thing though, is like what Joel did was selfish, and it like was terrible, but I think, well, okay, it was terrible because he murdered a bunch of people. He didn't do it the right way. If there is a right way to do such a thing, he didn't do it in the right way. He did choose the violent path. I think that's like where my issue lies with it, because like I do think that he did the right thing. He was acting out of love, and I think that like that's even more pure than like saving all of humanity, because like what's there left to save if you don't like love each other unconditionally, which I think a lot of people in this universe just don't do. It's like a, you know, and like I think that's like a very beautiful thing, that, but like you know, he went about it in the wrong way. Like obviously he did it sort of like yeah, you would just abscond, not massacre. Yeah, he just like, he went the full violent route, but like he did it out of, because like if like the reason he like got so violent, it was almost like PTSD kind of. He was like taken back to like his like first child Sarah dying, and he was robbed of his agency in that moment to sort of like protect her, you know, like she was taken away from him, and sort of his reaction in the Firefly Hospital like is almost like he's reliving that moment and just like taking it into his own hands, which I think, you know, is great. And like, okay, I haven't gotten to the part in the game. Habes, how much do you know about the second game? Because like there's a bit towards the end that sort of like clarifies a lot of what I'm saying here, but I don't want to say it in case you haven't seen it yet. I guess like if you know, you know. There's a bit towards the end of the game that sort of like confirms that what Joel did was like, it was out of love, and that ultimately it was the right choice. And there's a moment of sort of like reconciliation there that look like we're sort of like those two clashing ideals meet. That I find, you haven't seen it, no spoiler. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, there's a moment towards the end of this game. I won't say exactly when. That is a gut punch to me. To some people, they think it's stupid, but it is a gut punch to me. And you are going to, if you watch my streams, if anyone watches my streams, you are going to hear a grown man cry, because I think it's perfect. And yeah, I just like, I think that a lot of people misconstrue what The Last of Us Part 2 is about. I think a lot of people think it's like a revenge is bad narrative, sort of like oh, oh, killing's bad, murder's wrong. I don't think it's a murder is wrong narrative, because in a lot of cases Ellie is fighting for survival. Like, they say on multiple points that the WLF are killing on sight, and they are instructed to kill on sight. Ellie has no choice but to sort of kill. She goes overboard sometimes. That's not good. And the game sort of sort of pulls back and lets Ellie sort of like reconcile the things that she did, i.e., torturing Nora, killing Mel, those sorts of things. But I don't think the game ever explicitly says like revenge is bad. I think the game presents with you like saying like, okay, you're going to get revenge, and you can get revenge, but like, what is it gonna cost? And the answer for Abby is all her friends. Literally everyone that she loved. For Joel, it was like sort of like he sort of acted like in revenge, kind of. It was his life. For Ellie, it was Jesse. So like the idea is not that like revenge bad, murder's bad. The idea is that like are you willing to pay the cost? Like there's a fine that you have to pay on this. Are you willing to pay it? If so, then okay, go on ahead. It's not going to be pretty, and you're not going to come out the same. But if you truly want to do it, all power to you. Just be prepared to sacrifice. Be prepared to sacrifice a lot. So like, yeah, obviously, like, to us, murder is bad. In the Last of Us universe, murder is not as bad. It's still frowned upon in like the communities, but when it comes to your own survival, your life comes first. There's no societal institutions out in the wilderness that are going to shun you for murdering people. It's just kind of like a day-to-day life thing. It's as simple as like going to the grocery store. It's like we kill to survive. So I wouldn't say that like the game says that murder is bad. I think people are projecting their current like beliefs of like morality, their current like moral standings onto the game, which I think is not a good thing to do from like a critical standpoint. It's like reading medieval manuscripts and then like trying to ascribe like modern day gender roles, gender politics onto them, because we live in an age where those things are ubiquitous. They didn't give a shit back in the Middle Ages. They didn't give a damn about any of that back in the Middle Ages. So we shouldn't assume in those contexts that they're referring to anything like that. And I think that's like sort of how I'm approaching The Last of Us Part 2. I don't think the game is as preachy as some people claim it is. I think that it sets its cards out, and I do think it has a message, but I don't think the message is as like ham-fisted as some people would have you believe. That's just my 2 cents, though. What was I talking about? What was my original point? Oh yeah, Joel did what he did out of love. I think The Last of Us Part 2, it's like it's about love and hate. And it's like what do we do for the people we love? And what what do we do for the people we love? Is hate a form of love? Is hate like a negative aspect of love? Is it that we feel so passionately about something else that we begin to hate other things? Is it a manifestation of like those feelings? Interesting things to consider. I don't think the second game is as dour as some people think it can be. It's dour in tone sometimes, but I think its overall message is one of like rebirth. If that makes sense. It's about growing. It's about learning from your past mistakes. It's about coming to terms with the chaos of the world. All that and more in my new video. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Okay. You know, we're looking at this right here. I would consider this as like a mid-tone, because if I squint my eyes, this is a bit lighter than this right here. We have this sort of like bucket shape for our darkness. This is our mid-tone right here. Our character falls into that mid-tone category, but just for sake of only working in 3 values right here, I am going to sort of darken this character here in the center of it, even though it's not, you know. But God, I love this game. This is my 3rd time playing it. I love this game, and I'm not coming at it from like I'm not coming at it from like I need to prove everybody wrong standpoint. I'm coming at it from a God, I love this game, and I want to tell people like why I love this game. I want to communicate all the little nuances that I can pick up on, and just explain like why I love this game so much. Because like it's so hard to just like say in a sentence why I love the game. When in reality it's art, it's writing, it's gameplay, it's environmental design, it's music, it's all of these things that coalesce into this beautiful product. And I think a lot of people feel the exact same way, and they probably have picked up on the things that I like, that I'm talking about as well, just maybe they haven't been able to put it into words, maybe, you know, like, and I want to give a voice to sort of those people. And I guarantee you I will get a lot of people who just like love to troll. I say troll as a, when I say people are trolling, that sounds dismissive, because there are legitimate reasons to dislike the game, but I think a lot of haters of the game online are not looking to have any sort of serious discussion. I think they're sort of just like wanting to push their worldview onto people. That's just my thought. I feel like an old man. Like old man yells at cloud. Old man doesn't get why people hate things. Hates things. That's me. Okay. How we feeling about that one right there? Do we like that one as much as the last one? I'm gonna say no, just because I think the last this one up here just like has a lot more going on. But like I don't know, I kind of like, I like how for this one right here we have this really dark foreground, our focal point sort of right here, and I know I said before sort of the midtones sort of like fall into the character, but I separated that right here. But like I love this little burst of light in the middle right here that's like a negative space in our values. I think that's cool. Okay. Sorry if I'm rambling at the game. I'm sorry if I like spoil anything accidentally. Let me know if I like need to stop talking. Be like, oh, you're getting too close to like spoiler territory. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Wait a minute, what's going on here? Could it be that I used this art book as a reference? What? That's crazy. That's crazy. You're telling me that I didn't come up with this from imagination? That's crazy. You know, I'm smart. You know what? You know why I'm smart? You know what I just did right there? I'm gonna turn that bit that I just did right there into a YouTube short. I was planning that. I was seeding that. We're working on levels of like brain function that have hitherto been like unseen in this world. Center to screen. I'm working on that big brain type stuff. Okay. Where were we? We have to make content no matter what. Okay, we are... Ooh. So I already did this one down here. We've already seen that one, right? Okay. That's a fun one. We could do another one from sort of that scene right here. I want to sort of... Amputation. The aquarium. The island. That's Abby's day 3. Is there more of the sky bridge? Guess there's not. Boo-hoo. Yeah, you can tell for like the color palettes and sort of like the values as like you get further along into the like days on the art books here. Like the further you get into the days in Seattle, they get like darker and like more blue because there's more rain and stuff. Is there something with a closer up frame? I have been doing a lot of like I'm sorry, but I didn't even realize that I was doing a lot of like almost like landscape shots. We could do this one right here, but sort of the composition on that one is a little I don't want to say boring. A little simple. Let's look for some more character, like a character moment. We could do Lev right here, but again, I feel like that's so simply, like there's a lot of simple composition. Same with that right there. Wait, you see the second one now? You think you missed that one? Oh, are you talking about that one right there? Oh, you might have missed that one. I'm sorry. Well, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Ooh, how about we do this one right here? This is one of my favorite scenes in the game, not this. This is one of my favorite scenes in the game. And like when I played it on, I eat it up. Oh my gosh, I eat it up. It's so cool. It's so much fun. Yeah, we'll do this frame here. We'll sort of bring that up right there. To bring this up over here. Try and get it as large as I can get it. Oh yeah, buddy, we're working with raw human emotion power. Yeah. Did you watch this part of the stream, Habes? I don't know if like I'm like your main like go-to for like watching this game sort of being played, but I keep on messing with my stupid ass language. I keep on messing with my stupid backdrop, but this part of the game, this little sequence right here, so good. It's a one take. You can bet I'm gonna talk about that in the video. It's such a good one take, and I think that the mood and the atmosphere, you got the rain, you got the torchlight, you got the pine trees above, liminal pines plug. Sounds like one of my neighbors fell down. That's besides the point though. But Yeah, this whole scene right here with the where you're meet Lev and Yara for the first time, so cool. So cool. All right, we're gonna do a bit of sort of like planning of like where our faces are. We got one right there, sort of one right there, right? It's very heavy on the right side. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna like try and like map out the faces here a bit better. Okay. So we're gonna detail, we're not focusing too much on detail. You know, I'll probably won't like include a lot of these like features, but like I just want to sort of like get the proportions right, I guess. Geez, there's so much here that is sort of like falling into shadow. This arm back here, it's coming into sort of like our third right here, sort of guides the eye. It's almost, it's so dark. Just cool. I love it. It's like that's kind of how the scene plays out like in the game. It's so like dark and moody. There's a lot going on here as far as like you got a lot of tangents. Gotta like figure out like all these like twigs and stuff out here. I think it's sort of like falls into that right there. So obviously those are all gonna be dark. You don't see in that part. Maybe it was in the stream. Okay. Oh my god, it was in the stream that cut off early. Oh, that's so embarrassing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that the streaming. I am so sorry that the quality of those streams has been like so terrible. The reason for that is because I'm streaming directly off of my PS5, and for some reason it just cuts off. Don't know why. Because I have it plugged up into Ethernet whenever I'm doing all that. It is beyond me. Like it is like so beyond me. So like I am sorry about that. I've been trying to like pay more attention to if my streams are like getting cut off or not, so I can like pause. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. Recommend you just find a dialogue, no commentary playthrough of that scene right there, because I think it's like cinema, like it's like, I'll throw this around lightly, but like I do think it's like cinema. Like it's like it's so good. Yeah. Okay. Where are we? Right here. All right. So we know that this is gonna be dark. I'll keep some texture in there. Oh, sorry, my camera's really shaky. I keep on like leaning on my thingy, my little thingy, my desk. That's what I mean by that. Hmm. I'm trying to figure out like my midtones and stuff as I'm going along, just because there's a lot of contrast down here, but once you get to like around this point, it's very low contrast. This is no way to treat a brush, by the way. What I'm doing, I'm sort of like scrubbing it like it's a cleaning utensil. It's just that's really the only good way to get a lot of ink out of it. Another thing that we have here is that there's like motion blur. I can't really replicate that with like pen. Maybe there's a way to do it, I don't know how to do it. There's also like I can tell there's a figure, like if you look over here you can tell there's a figure to the left. It's just it really is so low contrast that like it just like as a value when you squint it just blends into the darkness. Which is kind of cool, like a cool image for the Seraphites, because you know they're a bit more stealthy than the WLF. When you're fighting them, like they sort of like hide in the foliage. They got this like brown. Everything back here is midtones, that's for sure. How does that look? That looks very. I don't think I did a good job here, but that's okay. I think this should also be kind of mid-tony. Okay, I think that's all I got for that one right there. Kind of tough because we're working with more detail. Part of it's my like ability as an artist, because like it takes a certain eye in order to group values together, sort of create a value scale that sort of allows for like the right amount of detail. So maybe I wasn't working the best right there. That's fine. I think it's all right. I'll keep this pulled up on the screen, like in the corner, but as far as this goes, I'm gonna shrink it back up, and I'm just gonna go through and start erasing the pencil marks for all of them and sort of give some closing remarks. Question mark? Remark with me, question mark. It's foreign. Center to screen. Cool. Okay. Do some erasing. Mainly just in our light areas. So we're not creating too much visual noise. While I'm doing this, I guess I just want to say, at some point I want to do like a Q&A kind of video. Probably whenever I hit 500 subscribers, I would like to do like a Q&A video, but my thing though is like, I don't know like the best way to sort of like gather like questions from people, or even if that's something that anybody would be interested in. Do you think like, to anybody watching this, if you're watching this live, or if you're watching this as a VOD or whatever, or if you just sense that I'm talking about this sort of thing, do like a, I mean, know if you want to see like a Q&A where you would do it. Do I have an Instagram? Ooh. Oh, Habes. I used to have an Instagram. I deleted it. I haven't really held the only social media I've held since I've deleted Instagram is Snapchat, which I kind of just use for like group chats for friends whose numbers I don't have. Blue Sky, which I kind of just use to post like when I'm streaming and to just like post like scans of artwork, and YouTube. So the you don't have either one either. Yeah, I guess like community posts would probably be the best way to do it, even though not a lot of people interact. We'll figure out a way for it. Yeah, Instagram, as far as like social media goes, was really draining for me, and I was sort of getting like a social media addiction, so I deleted it. And it was hard at first, but now it's gotten a lot easier. And sort of like YouTube has filled its place, sort of making videos, which is better because on Instagram I wasn't making anything. So like the YouTube thing is just so much better. But yeah, social media sucks. And I feel a whole lot better ever since I deleted Instagram. So to anyone watching, delete social media. It sucks. Social media sucks. But yeah, okay. I'll figure out the logistics of that at some point. Let's turn that off right there, and all right. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? What are we thinking about this? Do we feel productive? Like, do we feel like we learned anything with this right here? Am I going somewhere fun next week? Habes, are you reading my mind? Are you reading my mind? Yes, I am going somewhere fun next week. I'm going to the Smoky Mountains to go on an 11-mile hike with some friends, and I am going to be recording a video for it. So yes, I am going to be going somewhere fun next week. Look out for that. It'll be sort of like a more chill video, kind of like the farmer's market video. But yeah, the hike will just be for a single day. there's this restaurant we're going to where they have an Elvis burger, which is like it's just like a burger and it's like slathered in peanut butter. I'm gonna get it. And I'm gonna try it on camera for the Vine, of course. You love the camping vlog? Oh, thank you. I really like that vlog too. It hasn't gotten a lot of views, which is a shame because I rewatched it recently and I was having a good time watching it. Like I was like, oh, this is like a good video, but you know, algorithms and not everyone shares my interests and such, and that's okay. But yeah, look out for that sometime soon. I'm gonna be using this camera and microphone, of course, so the quality of this video should be pretty high. I want to try and get some, like, I want to make it tighter. I want to make it like probably like a 15-minute long video around there, and I sort of just want to like make it tighter editing wise. Yeah, that look out for that in the future. Once I get back from that trip, like I'm gonna be working on that camping vlog or that hiking vlog video and my Last of Us video. And those will sort of be the two things that I'm gonna be working on like a ton there. Okay. Composition. I love composition. To some people it might be boring, to other people it might be boring. It sounds boring. I think it's interesting, and I hope you guys think it's interesting too. I think we could learn a lot from like composition because you can draw realistically all you want. If you want to tell a story, or even just like create like an interesting piece of artwork, you have to invest a bit into the composition stat. You gotta know a little bit of composition, even if it is just even if it's just like a simple like rule of thirds, you know. Even if like your composition goes as far as like I'm putting a thing here and I'm putting a thing here, perfect. That is literally all that you need. But you can get as deep with it or as simple with it as you want, but it's always going to be there. And I think I want to invest points into my composition stat in order to make greater pieces of artwork in the future. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera off. I'm gonna point it back at myself, and I'm gonna give some closing remarks. So I'll post a screenshot, a scan of this page on my Blue Sky. Yeah. If you want to check that out later. Okay. Fade. Hey. Oh wait, I need to pop back to my regular mode. Okay. I didn't even get the camera right. Such a dope. There's a bug flying around in the room right here. Thank you very much for watching this stream. Thank you to everybody who liked, commented. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. Thank you to everyone who emailed me $1,000 bill. I'm just saying, I welcome all deliveries of any magnitude of monetary value. Yeah, so obviously there's not going to be a stream next week. Sorry about that. We're going to be working on videos though, so it's not going to be for nothing. I'll make a post about it sometime later. But like in that post, just let me know what you want the next stream to be about. I gave some suggestions at the beginning of this one right here. We could like look at script writing. We could look at more art stuff. We could look at perspective, all sorts of things. So whatever anyone would be interested in, we could try and do that. Other than that, yeah, I'm kind of at a loss for words. I'm getting really sleepy because I spent so long working on this. Yeah. Um. My computer is great. The stream didn't crash once. The stream didn't crash once. We're winning. We're seriously winning. Have a good break. Thank you. Thank you. I hope to get some really good footage. I'm just rambling right now. I really don't know how to end things. So, yeah, I hope everybody watching this has a really great night. Stand up, stretch, drink some water, get a little snack before you go to sleep, get yourself a sweet treat, do whatever you want to do. Yeah, but, good night!